there's still problems to be had, because let's keep in mind, this isn't a bad map for Acend.
It's not, no. And I think as well, just this swapping Pora out for this, it makes me feel as if they're going to try and fight fire with wire, but also enables them to be more proactive, right? They're not going to kind of lean on Pora in that anchor role that we see time and time again when Heretics playstyle, especially on defense. So I actually really like this. I mean, you know, have to see how it works out for them, but this is a really, really good adjustment. And to be honest, I'm excited to see it, man. This is the first time we've seen this variation of the roster.
What a unique concept as well for Heretics, truly utilizing the sixth man. We often see the discussion come through, but never this actuality of it. Nisa already finds Bone Cold as a beginning. Bit of a maybe resounding start to things, but let's find out how this now knocks on forward. Acend just kind of dice up middle as best they can, but already you're going to see a little bit more action on the flank. Nisa and Nuki just completely corner them in and call them enter. Guys, I made it to yellow. I'm on site. Ooh.
Position noted, not long for this world, and I mean, there you go. Enables them to be more proactive, and right out of the gates, we see just that. Whether or not we see Heretics try and shut this down again, really, to be honest, when we saw FBX and Acend going back and forwards on this, it was a different look to what we've seen Acend find success in previously, which was, you know, those dry mid runs, very, very quick hits through, looking for map control, not on the extremities at all, but getting in behind and breaking down the structure of the defense. So, to wait and see. A little switch up, actually a heavy lean towards A this time, and again, the play for the orbs. And Niso going to get himself for halfway over. Actually going to catch sight of 2 or 3. Nobody really charging this down yet on the side of Acend.
Oh, and that site is just rife. All the utility from Viper. Gonna make it very difficult to get much done, but the spike should be planted. It is, but a quick couple of kills come in for Heretics, and they deny much more danger to be built. The wall's still there for Viper, and Rubino's considering his next step here. The defuse does make it towards halfway. A leap through the smoke for Bone Cold, but no more danger to be had. Well handled by Heretics. They keep 4 alive and get the defuse.
Again, another aspect, like they want to challenge this ability for them to sit back and play these post plants. So there, even though it was a dry run, again, not really much in the form of equipment for Acend. Heretics again deal with the wall very quickly, and that's always a consideration to make with this sort of play on B site in particular. Now, weapons in hand. What do Acend choose to do? Again, I'm expecting Heretics, you know, lesser weapons, try and convert them, be proactive, take some of these close quarter fights. Acend spread a little thin initially. Not going to be able to challenge the orb again on A, and Nuki actually getting all the way up into Nest here. Have a lot of control. Starzo opens up, and Nuki will respond.
Just makes it away from CNED, who is very close to catching that, but they've done the initial damage. Now, keep in mind, this is the bonus round for Heretics. Coming in with the weaker weapons, excluding Rubino, does have that rifle now. And, well, Rubino's done pretty well to find Bone Cold. So that's now 2 scalps claimed, and they're left to this, like, weird mid-take. It's spotted and noted, 3 players present. Rubino now can just send down a shock dart or 2 if fancied. And the information relayed. Lau's going to take space and say, look, they've not crunched through middle, they're not under cubby, they're in towards the tunnel. So good spot to be had, but there's still danger in these rifles.
He's actually, yeah, Nuki gonna swing out here. CNED still waiting all the way over in spawn for that one. So it brings it to a 3v3, which is interesting. Acend are able to reset off this, because nobody on A site right now. I mean, Owl playing it pretty deep.
Yeah, Lau can focus on this just because of Ova's angle in middle is really quite strong for them. It keeps them good information, so they can probably stack both of their players here. And the danger man being Rubino, because he has the rifle to work with. 20 seconds, this is going to be a very late in the day hit. Keep in mind that Aldrone's going to go out, try and clear through. It's going to be down to like, what, 10 by the time they actually get towards the site itself. Depending a great deal on Killers to create space. 10 seconds now. Lau, I wonder if he's going to be willing to offer up for this one. Already going to make it this far. CNED denies Rubino. That's a big pickup. And now the post plant Killers up on top. Going to find 1, finds 2. And they stabilize with 3 alive.
Big round, and again, considering it was the bonus from Heretics, keep majority alive. Take a look at if they can drop anything out. Starzo and Bone Cold. They are going to get 5 rifles, it looks like. again, a massive issue. Some damage done. We'll talk about momentum further on if it becomes an issue, but...
Now, the thing is, do we bring up pushing in a 4v3, trying to get another flank? It was Zened who caught the kill, I believe, on the push out from... Was it Nookie? I can't remember who it was. One of the players pushed out from A and got caught doing that. Now, you're always going to want to try and get that next piece of information, but it did open up that opportunity to kind of flex back in towards A when they were kind of herded in middle. So, maybe an overzealous push, but I can't really fault them when it works more often than not at this point. 2-1 though. Going back in. Rubino will be suffering a little. He was the one with the rifle, but Zened's going to make progress towards Nookie. That's a big scout to be claimed and big step in the right direction. Now, that's going to cause a problem with the rotations. It might make someone like Lol lean a little closer towards middle, post up a little bit more towards that A side, which makes this B retake trickier if they do have success on the site itself.
The thing, in this scenario here, one kill going across. We'll see Heretics stabilize and commit to this retake, right? Time it right, wait for the utility to come out from Acend. Pick their battles. You can see the wall's going to go down. Actually, Starzo on top going to find a Vova. An unexpected angle. Just there. Rubino, though, with the shock dart. That's perfectly onto the snakebite. Niso also going to find Keyless. So brings it to a 3v3 and actually makes it very doable for Heretics here.
Looking towards that Viper in the post plant, Bone Cold still has very much the availability to make this deadly. And the Baytown using that ultimate. Now still, there's time being bought here. Keep your eyes on Bone Cold. Spike gets tapped, whereas that utility one just got into play. And Bone Cold with the 3k to close out. Denies the defuse and closes the round. We're back all even.
Just when you thought there's a chance. I mean, again, it's Zened baiting perfectly. Comes out. Peaks Niso as soon as the showstopper gets popped, and it's the last one you want to see, right? It's the last person you want to see. Tailwinds out of there and manage to avoid giving away another kill. Look at it, actually. Heretics back down onto just Sheriffs and Acend pretty much everything at their disposal here. Hunter's Fury, Bone Cold, he's got his. Zened one off the Bladestorm. Keyless one away from the Empress as well.
Zened's amount of success from this position alone has been glorious to watch, finding entries every single time. Now they are up against Sheriff, so a little bit of respect should be given, but not too much. You don't want to kind of allow them too many opportunities to get involved into this. All of the information found towards B. I'm sure the temptation to try and close the net is there. Nookie's in a bit of a spot of bother, but finds a way out by getting a quick kill. Looks for the second. He gets a second, and now falls away from this. Reyna always looking dangerous on this map. Forcing the ult out of Cold Eventer now. He needs to get back in this. This one's looking a little rough around the edges. Suddenly, things aren't going so well, forcing a res to come out too. This is already an expensive round.
Very expensive indeed. Oh. Zened finds that headshot and Nookie down to 2 HP. Obviously just clipping through the edge of that wall there. Heretics able to slow this one down. I mean, see a Vova tucked so deep with that Bucky. They're going to get the information early enough to at least get the rotation out from Laul. They still leave 3 on A site, and actually that's where Acend are creeping back towards.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, the position coming in from the one player soloing towards B long is huge. They can literally say, yeah, no one's here, and you even have Laul then securing the rest of middle. This should give some sort of confidence there's still going to be this A piece. Now, that's definitely confirmed it. Nookie is so low. Investment of another ultimate. This is a huge economy round, at least on the ultimate case. Nisao finds another. Bone Cold's gone, but while this happens, a couple of kills were found elsewhere. Starkso finds Nookie, and now the 3v3 begins. Avova still has that shotgun, but Starkso is just absolutely enamored with the idea of converting this round. He's not accepting anything other than success, and Avova left in the 1v3 now. And the chances become very, very small.
Might find ahead of Zened, but he will find it first. Connects with that one. Acend. All one round ahead. And like you said, very expensive though. Heretics, again, we could talk bigger picture, but a huge investment. To get all of those ultimates out of Acend. Again, Nookie just... We talked about ego challenge on the previous map. Right there, it's like, yeah, got the first, why not? I mean, at that point, anything else is a bonus, and this is just the dismiss to get out, keep himself untradeable.
This is the mid piece. I'm looking at Zened to see if he gets aggressive. Does have his ult available. Oh, not pretty. One of those, and Rubino wins the fight in middle, and that's going to make problems. But we've seen this pacey piece towards mid before, this fast B split. Now my eyes instantly turn towards the likes of a Vova and allow to create this kind of, I guess, impromptu crossfire that's a little unorthodox. Spike does go down, but you do still see the kills coming through, and there it is. Avova and Nuki actually finding the kills towards Acend, and now Keela is called upon with Starkzo to try and defend this.
Oh no, the Boombot actually gets rid of Starkzo. Keela's now on a 1v3. You got to find another kill and quick, because the closer and closer they get, the harder it gets. He's actually going to pluck Niso out of the skies. Two bullets left. Get the reload.
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
No, he doesn't.
Did he cancel?
Yeah, I think a little early. Ah. Okay, Diffuse comes in. Heretics are good. Well played to Avova as well, and Lowell in that. I like the kind of positioning they were holding to make it very difficult in the post plants. Like, yes, you'll get the plant out of it, but you are just trying to depend on that chaos at that point. And, you know, it could be in a different scenario. I've seen it banged out that shot towards middle. Didn't hit, but you know, sometimes it just goes down that way. We've already seen him prove that the man's got aim. We don't need to be told that. 3-3 though. Both sides now on the full buy coming in. We do have the op-out for CNED, and I want to see what happens with this now in towards the mix.
Really, this time it's just Nuki and Niso over towards A, so Lowell actually going to back up over again. Rubino, lucky last round, and he had his utility in hand. Going to be on boiler once again. And I guess just happy to play this almost war of attrition on A in the early round, just trying to trade out damage. Yeah, with the operator online, expect him to try and make some moves here. Maybe that's why we see a little bit of a slower approach here, just waiting on that pick.
Nuki leaning into this a little bit. Doesn't go so well. Keela's outdoes him. The trade is there, so not a huge step, but a big investment to not receive much from.
Yeah, off the rope, no less.
Yep.
But Starzo and Cena are going to creep back over here. There's only one player left to hold down, and actually looking as if Rubino's getting a little antsy in mid as well. Ooh.
Timing could have been dangerous. Now,
30 seconds left.
Looking to see if Bone Cold's flank is going to be sick. Okay, now that's a problem. Avova's gone down. Now, do they read into this? They kind of have to. Yeah, away we go towards B. They're pulling the cord away from A. They don't want this anymore. They're going to hit towards B, and Bone Cold is way further ahead than expected. The difference maker, well, it has to be Nisal, right? The res comes out, and now we have a 4v4. This could be a big deny. Doesn't quite find them. Spike can be planted now. In the open, Bone Cold again. Out of nowhere. What a perfect lurk from him.
Beautiful stuff. CNED still Bladestorm in hand, but now to have a really nice position on yellow here. Well, Rubino's got himself stuck in Snowman, I'll be honest. On the side of Heretics, there's not an awful lot of utility to really dig him out. No smoke or anything. Bone Cold with the lineup. Snakebite. 3 or 4 second hang time there. So going to run the clock down. CNED going to find Rubino, which is back to the blade. Tries to headshot. Nuki falls. There's one man left standing as Lowell, and he's trying to backtrack, but Starzo there to greet him. Well considered round from Acend, and once again, Bone Cold on the lurk, finding value. How many times on Icebox in particular do we see him either playing that open on B or lurking through that mid round?
I saw a closeout from CNED. It's a pretty picture for sure, but the value, you're right, did come from Bone Cold there, I feel. Just that one opportunity to open up, the kind of further forward positioning he was able to garner for the post plant as well. Just keep so much safety there for them. And that's, I guess, the danger. You can't overly read into this. Acend are making this hard to read and hard to be in the kind of right place for. Cena this time up for the fight again towards Rubino, hoping for a better result. Doesn't quite land as he'd like. And now on the other side we do have Sheriffs, a Ghost, and a Classic.
Really, what I like is actually Heretics sitting back. I think Acend anticipating some aggression with this switch out, right? With Pora not playing, having Niso and Nuki in here on these duelists, but Heretics knowing when to sit back. Again, this keeps them guessing. Again, they can play a few rounds very aggressively on buy. Bone Cold again creeping, and I guess they like what they've seen so far, because Spike's going to make his way over here. Oh, did they just note that position? Elements are just trying to peek over the top.
Revealing area.
You seem to make it to the side wall, goes up. A second! It gets given away for a second and Acend finds a Vova. And now you're left in a 5v4, and this should be easy pickings for Acend. They all go in one by one, and he's finding all of the space required. How they do have just sheriffs. This was a pistol round. Some upgraded armor, though, so it wasn't like it had no bite to it. Nisao, Lal, and Nuki still finding a way back through if possible. Acend on 3. Bone Cold does take one for himself. And Nuki, the last player alive, shouldn't. Pardon?
Excuse me?
Acend?
He actually just
Pardon?
He just hit him with the wall bang through the box inside sight. I mean, Acend is literally the definition of give an inch and he will take a mile. Like, if you give him just the slightest opportunity.
Okay, now, money-wise, they can pull together a buy for Heretics, but it's lacking any fallback plan. The kitty has been emptied, and on the other side for Acend, of course, it's starting to look pretty robust. Bone Cold 7k, Cold Dementor 6.8, 4.7 for Kiles, 4 for Acend. So they're starting to look pretty established in this, but of course we know this is their favored side, and traditionally a favored map for them too.
Nuki finally flexing out a little bit. Is mid this time around. Niso going to double down, and actually they're going to get spike control here. And let's see if they can land this shot. Of course he does. Leans one up now. Acend find themselves in a 3v4, and with that Viper ultimate invested, they can lean heavily on A. Keyless though.
Do they expect this?
I don't think they do.
They're being cautious. Okay, really good check coming in there from Lal just to make sure. Really keep that diligence in the right place. Now he's going to know another player. Keyless has really good information as to where players are in this. This could create some space. Rubina just absolutely body checks him in it. Keyless goes down, and now Coldamentor and Acend, the last two alive, and there was control towards the side, but you can't do that. Rubino is just outdoing you on these peaks.
Now in a position again, 1v4. Count him out just yet, but he'll look to do a little damage. See, when he dies out here, he's going to get the Blade Storm online anyway. Spike in a very difficult position to dig out. 10 seconds left. This one pretty much just going to run down. I mean, like I said, that's the first time we've really seen Heretics dip their toes in terms of, you know, exploring the early round, looking for that first, like actively looking for the first blood, right? Niso and Nuki have been sat back on A, happy to play these crossfires, and really it makes it difficult, right? I said that's kind of their only means of countering Acend, right? Is play so deep, play these very passive crossfires that don't give Acend an opportunity, don't peek out.
I did like that kind of aggression down towards mid. It does just create such a problem, as you said. Once they kind of then fall back into those deeper holds, it's super tricky to do anything with, and there's a still frame before the accident happened.
Moments taken before disaster.
Of over. F in chat. But we are going to jump back into this one, hopefully, and see what this one goes down like. As it stands, Acend are putting on a good show, and I'd imagine they should be as such. Oh, we are right into things. Didn't expect that catch up there, but I'm just gonna have to wait and see what happens in this round, honestly. I'm kind of unsure what's happened.
Yeah, I guess sometimes you just find a 6k, right?
Yeah, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll just go and get a 6k.
Good hold. Nice hold.
Clearly having a couple of technical issues, guys. Do not worry. Hopefully this will be resolved nice and quickly for you all at home. We can have a little watch back of, as said, moments before devastation. Nuki just tearing apart Acend like it was easy. What? That feels like that wasn't even meant to be there. That was against a full buy, right? Like, I'm not missing something.
No, it was a full buy. Obviously, Acend had saved the operator through from the previous round, but that was the buy round. So, and again, I mean, talk about flexing out. That's the way you want to do it, right? Flex out, find a 6K. Like I said, man, Nuki, the last few weeks has made the best case for being considered one of the most talented in the region. That just goes to show why.
Yeah. Timeout being called. I'm sure why. And hopefully get a little confirmation as to what's going on with that. But, yeah. I think we're... Something about Reyna's on Icebox for one. Two, when it's Nuki, it's pretty impressive, right? Again, shame we didn't quite see that as intended. That would have been quite nice, but we move on. 5-5. We check back in on the bigger picture here. The money, they did have, I guess, a little bit of bank funding kind of filled up here. They had a little bit to fall back on, enough to get a buyout, and still have 2K, 3K left over. So, honestly, Ascend aren't in the worst position for this yet. I want to see if Cino gets aggressive. Oh, not again!
Not again, thank you.
Oh, that felt like the worst level of repetition going on.
Whereas Rubino again caught with utility in his hand, right? He's caught with the arrow in hand on Boiler. This time, CNED will close it out. First blood in favor of Ascend.
4 players left alive. Make it now 3. Starto quells Nuki this time. Oh, magical above aces happening. Side take's going to come through. This has been secured well enough by Bone Cold to at least get the spike towards the site. Dicino controlling middle. No one expecting him to still be around there. Even finds another Niso's got it. And this is gorgeous work from Ascend. Instantly biting back with a flawless round.
The one way you respond to a 6K is getting the flawless in the next. And look at it now. Ascend. 4 ultimates online. The Empress, the Hunter's Fury. CNED again on that Blade Storm. Bone Cold is if they want to make an execution off the back of that. Look at it for Heretics. It's only the Empress really. Niso one away from the showstopper. Nothing else really on the cards for them. Again, I look towards this, you know, I rely on Ascend having a strong attack in half here. So to have this setup coming into the final round, the Lear causing lots of problems. But actually, how? The Blade Storm didn't even connect. Nuki there to bail him out with 2 Lears, actually. Niso fully committed to retrieving that orb.
Quick flex towards B now. Ultimate being invested on a couple of fronts here as well. Spike to be planted. No, Starkso just up and over, finds over. The trade comes out for Lau. Spike yet to be planted. They paused for a second because, as you can see, Heretics are just tearing them apart. Bone Cold. He thought he'd done enough, but apparently not. And now there's threats everywhere. Has to work his way through this, but the shots are never ending. But he finds one towards Nisal. Next target. Anyone else daring to walk into his world? He doesn't need to. Nuki waited on the outside.
That's huge. That's a huge round win there, considering the setup coming in. I mean, the fact that Niso was able to retrieve that orb on A and get out of there is actually insane. Nuki peeks off his contact, but it's the Lears that prevents CNED from finding that first blood. And it would have been the big one, right? I called it Niso, the only one that was close to getting the ultimate. Right there, if he deals with Niso, it's a big, big opener for them.
Side swap coming in. This is a close enough path that as I said, we don't see Heretics enough on this map. This is one that's not within their map pool. Traditionally, it's not in their strong 3 on the pick, whereas Ascend it certainly is. So I'm just wondering if this is enough. I don't know the depth of what to be seen just yet. And Ascend, we go back in and we go with aggression, apparently. Take over B long and continue to go forward. The opposition are none the wiser. Heretics are still continuing towards A, and this Viper waiting, joined by just the Sova, has to be so ready for this. But look at this fast flank, Hypok. This could be sick.
Good. I mean, they've got it boxed in here. They're not going to be able to set back up. Rubino actually ready for it, but Cena comes through, finds a lot of damage, but it's Heretics to draw first blood and find a second.
This is big, though, from Kiles up above. Gets 1, but it's traded out on. The numbers are still favorable towards Heretics. They have the numbers to play these trades, but there is still 1 man alive that I have to look towards in these, and it will be CNED. He gets 1. There's a trade again. Coldamenta now put in towards the 1v2, and it's not going to happen. Heretics get what they need, even after being closed in on, hunted down on all fronts.
I mean, you look at the setup there, you got to argue that Acend come back in there and are able to smother that setup, but again, Keyless, once he finds that first, I almost feel like dismissing away there. Wait for Zenit. He's close enough to come through and they can take that double peek. He's done the hard work in finding another kill.
Seven to 6. Stack towards A. One man left towards B. And Heretics heading right towards it. So they go, Nookie wanting to be the first one forward, but it actually will be Lau on top by 1, 2, 3. Heretics making light work of the stack here. They didn't have much. It was a couple of classics, maybe a sheriff or two. This was a comfortable round, and it should be sewn up pretty quick.
I'm getting flashbacks. It's the first few rounds of Heretics attacking on split again. I think there's a chance we see them just force this again on A. Bone Cold find a consolation at least. Grand scheme of things, not going to matter too much. Can't find that headshot. 34 HP. Going to be hunted down here. Well, eventually. Heretics survivors 3. 3 Spectres coming across into the next round. And again, I think if they can convert this, it's going to put them on 9 rounds. It's going to put Acend back on a questionable buy. Zenit 2 away from the Blade Storm. So that makes their eco round even more difficult that they don't have that at their disposal.
I'm still watch back at the side take. Super clean. Eco down, of course. So nothing too crazy, but this is the big one. Honestly, for Heretics, if they convert this, I'm impressed with them, considering the buy coming in. I want to see what Niso does with this. Let's have the Bucky to bring through Lau with the Spectre and Avova as well. Similar scenes on this A-Lane. Nothing complex about it to begin with. Coldamenta is here. There are still 3 players. Almost make it 4. Waiting on this. This is just one side being taken. Coldamenta finds Rubino. And it's Killers just playing these corners so well on the Reyna. Avova the only one to find one back. And Killers again double dips and finds some more. But it is still the 2v2. And Nookie is still alive. Let's see what he can do with this. Spike to hand. And Bone Cold far away enough that they have to hit the brakes for a second. Starkso cannot go in alone now. They have done well in this. And if Lol got the upgrade,
that's huge.
to press onto Niso. This is mad. That's a 3v2 now.
1 kill on the showstopper as well. If Niso can find it here with the Bucky, he does escape from Starzo. He has the paint shell, so he can potentially play a lineup here to get them off the defuse as well. This is looking really good for Heretics. Looking even better now.
Bone Cold got the trade, and Niso gets it. That's the bonus round coming through as well. Acend should be worried now.
Very worried indeed. Yeah, Cena didn't even get the Blade Storm online in that one. So, like I said, it makes it even harder for them here. Potentially forced to go and make a play for orbs. Let's see if Heretics try and control that. You can see CNED over towards A. I can see a ping on the map. They know what he's going to try and do, Lauren. They know he's going to make a play for that. And it's everybody from Heretics stacked up for this. I love this. I love the fact they've anticipated this.
Here we go.
They're going for it.
It's not the wrong read, it's the right read. But now what do they do? Nisao tries to drop down the ult. It doesn't quite get him. He gets away with his life. And Bone Cold now on the wrap as well.
No way.
Bone Cold's aim is exceptionally good. And now 4 stand. Heretics feeling a little surrounded. And they dug out another kill. Nookie's down.
This is huge. I mean, they were literally they read it like a book. Niso, I'm not sure how, but misses the showstopper. Lau now actually managed to get himself through mid, potentially behind Bone Cold, but this man with a sheriff, never count him out. Actually, he can sit behind yellow. As long as he doesn't show here, it's going to, yeah, like I said, it's going to force Lau to keep searching. He goes for another one. He gets the first tag. This is huge from Bone Cold.
This is sick. Just puts this off to his left. Forces the fight if they want it towards the right side. Giving this up a little to Rubino, but he goes back in. And Nisao's found 2. Bone Cold's found 3, though. Bone Cold going beyond expectations. And Nisao left in the 1v3. 30 seconds. Spike is not to hand. And he needs his kill. The timing's right. He gets Bone Cold. He can't find the other. And out of nowhere, Acend. Turn it around. Bone Cold. What a player.
I mean, Chihuahua looks good with that thing, but Bone Cold making his own case. Literally on the back of him. Again, just that two-tap. That two-tap from range. And right here, I mean, the last one as well, Rubino giving him the 1v1. Bone Cold desperately wanted it. He wanted to split them up there. He gets just that, lands the headshot when it counts. A 3-piece for him.
There.
Heretics now have to come back into this after having probably a really awkward mental reset after that round. Investment of the ultimate, bit of a switch up of position as well. Keep in mind, Bone Cold traditionally has been towards B, but when you have this ult, why not lean it over towards A? But this would be Heretics continuing on this path. Nisel, this could be important. Does he get this through? Bone Cold is going to be put on red alert here. Starkso finds him over. Heretics again being gate kept on this. They can't find a way in.
Gonna have to rethink this one. You can see already CNED as well. Operator in hand. They can lean a little heavier away from him. As long as he's got that dash, he can sit and watch all the way into B lane. This position exactly. You can see already Acend pivoting away from this. But actually, the one thing they can't allow Heretics to do is to split mid here. You can see Coldamenta try and play back on Boiler. And actually, yeah, here you go. CNED now got it all to do.
They're all coming his way. Several targets now spotted. Looks towards long, considering maybe there's some presence, but no, it's all through middle. Spike is down, and into the post palm we go. Heretics had no success towards A, so they switched it up. Bone Cold on the flank as well. CNED still looking for that first opportunity. Just catching the heels of one. A tag, not enough though. Softens up the target for maybe his teammates, but he's going in for more. Nuki still looking as well, trying to catch this flank coming in, but Bone Cold does go down. The trade comes in. Coldamenta above. Heretics now down 2 in this. Lau still watching for the line. Oh, this is huge work from Heretics. Maybe this is enough. It is.
Oh my word. They line up for him. Lau finds both kills there when it matters most. They hold the line. The plant was perfect as well. The post plant set up here. Plant for mid. Able to maintain control. I mean, Bone Cold, the only one really in a position to break this lock. And look at it. Look at it, swings back out. So well done. What a round from Heretics. CNED just a slither away from finding both of those kills, Lauren.
I mean, the smallest of margins make the biggest difference between these two sort of teams. Intention shown towards A early on, and this might be a quick piece as well. Coldamenta trying to set this one alight already. Killer's right on the verge of this, but the timing's going to be better for Nissan. Cracking in towards the site. Here we go. Ultimate back online, and the site take begins. He's looking for a place to post that rocket. It finds nowhere, but Rubino finds CNED in all this mayhem. So just 3 alive for the attacking side, the defending side in this. Coldamenta, Bone Cold, and Starkso trying to find anything, but no, just a plant presented for them now.
Rubino does have that Hunter's Fury as well, so they're going to look to retake control here. Bone Cold will get the best of Avova. To a 3v4 now. He's got to be careful. Rubino playing very close underneath, lands the headshot. Coldamenta will find one of his own, but difficult for them to really crack this. Stars are actually going to invest the res here. CNED back on his feet.
Oh, and just walks into the open. Timing's going to be a factor. This is a 2v2 now. Make it a 1v2. CNED may be alive, but the round feels decided. I don't think he's got time on this, and I think he knows that too. It's time to back away. Heretics gonna make it to double digits in the next couple of seconds. This is a huge map from them now. Standing tall against a team who've made this map look as though it's their own.
Now the question comes, looking back over towards the economy here, because it's not pretty. Again, we talk numbers. You gotta feel as if this is Heretics putting themselves on 11 now as well. Look at it. The operator saved through. There's nothing left in the kitty for CNED. 2 away from the Blade Storm, so potentially makes the next round a little easier to deal with as well. Yeah, Bucky, a ghost, a sheriff, another ghost. This is rough. Heretics switching it up as well. Look at it. Everybody towards B.
Okay, where do they go on this one? Rubino going to try and find that little bit of information. Does find enough of it, and they're just pushing this. I love it. There's no subtlety anymore. This is just brute force, and I like it. Good utility usage still. Trying to get that plant. Keeler's trying to find that opportunity to bring that shotgun out to play. None given at all.
I love this as well. Just to set up, we talked about the wall on B. The Viper wall actually blocking line of sight. CNED did actually get Sight of one there. Nuki does a lot of damage and Niso will fall in response.
Toxo, he's on the defuse right now. He's got it over halfway. No one's stopping this. The wall's in the way. No one can deny it. He turns around. He gives him the back. And he gets the defuse.
Oh my god. I mean, I was just about to credit Heretics. The Viper wall and the Sage wall behind it, it completely blocks line of sight. And look at this. Just nobody challenges the wall. It's able to reinforce fully. And then he sticks it. Even after it falls. Nuki breaks the wall. I think that's Lau playing close contact. How many times this weekend have we seen somebody just all out stick a defuse in this manner?
I mean, you gotta check on those plants, right? Like, you can believe in your utility all you want, but let's see if we can believe in Acend this time around. Sees the work building towards A, but it's the same old story. It's the same big old hit. Nisao leading the fray this time. The Viper wall goes up trying to divide this site, and Acend feeling pretty pressured here. Has to fall away from this. Phone call taking some damage, taking a lot of damage. And 2 beginning frags. Rubino found Acend. It's down to 3 already. Stoxo isolated. Rubino's got him murdered. And now just Killers and Coldamenta left to try and keep this together. Otherwise, this is 11.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Actually, now it's just Keyless left standing, and Heretics just bounce back once again. It just the pace change from Heretics every single time, and it's Acend just completely incapable of stopping it. And now I'm worried again with the way that the last round went. You have to take a look at it after this replay, but the last one threads the needle for it. Take a quick look. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Acend have got to play for the round 12. They've got to play for OT now. Acend, he can throw a weapon into this. Again, Blade Storm a possibility for the next round also. Nuki having an absolute blinding performance. 27 and 12 for Heretics here.
The bigger score is the 11-9. And the money beside Acend is not good. This could be 12 on the board, Hypot.
It could. And then there are costed no more mistakes on the side of Acend. Momentum-wise, look at it as well. Niso, Rubino, the only 2 without ultimates now. And again, a fast hit coming through. Heretics really hitting their stride right now. And it's wide open. Look at it. Keyless he's forced down B lane. Nobody there. It's going to be a plant for mid once again.
The hunt begins.
I don't think they can do anything about this. I'm looking towards Acend. I'm looking towards anyone who can do something to try and dissuade this round. As it stands, what else are you going to see? Avova gets the challenge on one Acend on the trade. No one else can offer themselves up for a trade, though. So this just has to be the gun at his side. A little bit of pressure comes in. Acend tries to make a mad dash, but it's Killers to find the kill. And hold on, Bone Cold has found one out of nowhere, but the answer comes in the form of Lal, still holding down that middle connector. Looking for more targets. A 2v2 presented now. Nisao finds one. The trade out comes in. Now Killers left in the 1v2.
It's so close as well. Lau down on 15 HP. Potentially, if he gets that kill, he can wipe the res as well. The Heretics now. Map point, championship point here. Acend back on a decent purchase, Lauren. Bone Cold, Coldamenta, 1 away from their ultimates. Keyless and Acend, they have theirs available. Niso 1 away. Oh, all to play for in this round.
The next round is defining of how this gets remembered. Is it the fairy tale story for Acend coming in and surprising many, or Heretics defending their title, their crown? The destroyers of the European gods from before, from First Strike, now bringing that legacy over into the next big event here, of course. And we wait and see. This is plenty of players on this. Killers now gets taken so low. Heretics already chipping away at the defending side. And Nisao chomping at the bit to get into this.
There's a lot of damage. Keyless, I think, even got the heal there, but we'll find it. And we'll actually get the heal up off that kill also. Coldamenta, though, gives one away to Rubino. Now it's Keyless to hold the fort once more. Niso down to 10 HP. If Lowell's able to get that heal off on him. Oh! Keyless finds the wallbang. Rubino will fall now. That gives the man advantage over to Acend. Acend will find Niso also.
massive work. It's down to just Avova and Lowell if they want to close it out in this round at least. This feels as though Acend have at least weathered the storm. Find the moment just right. Wall goes up, gives him maybe a chance at an angle, but you can see Killers considering what to be done, and there's nothing to be done now, as it's Avova left in the 1v4. And it looks like Acend have stabilized. There is the kill that comes towards CNED. Another would be something else, but it's not. Double digits now made for Acend. They stay alive with 4 players with 4 rifles.
Yeah, well, forced to invest the res there, obviously, for the economy. And looking at it, can anybody drop Coldamenta? I mean, it's going to be at the cost of either utility or somebody's armor. That's Aquiles that throws it over to him. Look at it now, Niso, Showstopper, Avova, Rabino. Got their ultimates here. So down on a judge, so expecting him to try and close the distance and get this kill early on.
They're going again on this. Look at this mid walk. They're going for the aggression down middle. CNED is going to try and be proactive in this, joined by Killers. We've got the ultimates being popped on pretty much everywhere possible. Niso's trying to get further ahead from this. There's no easy start to it. He finally finds an opportunity, finds it. Starkso goes down, but keep in mind the flank. That is still slowly closing in, but a player advantage needs to make this speed up. You can see them trying to close the gap, and they do. CNED finds Nookie. Killers finds Rubino. The flank, it's working out like a dagger in the back. This could be 11, but still the spike is planted. Time is ticking.
Coldamenta now try and dig Avova out of this corner. He's the man to look for, because whilst this ultimate's up, it makes it so difficult for Acend to retake. Bone Cold going to find one. Niso responds onto Bone Cold.
This ultimate could be the death of them. That's going to be 1. He needs more. He needs 2 more. The ultimate's still there. This is tricky, though. He's going to dip back in. He's not on the spike anymore. And CNED's got him. It's going to be 11 on the board. Acend survive again.
CNED was fully decayed there as well. If he just waited out or dropped his smoke there, potentially Avova sees that he's not sticking it. I mean, CNED starts shooting away, and at that point, when you can't locate the second, it's so difficult. Avova basically has a 50-50 chance.
The guts involved just to push middle in a round like that. They're up against not just map point, this is match point. This is the finals on the line now, and they have the audacity to walk mid, fast flank under the prediction, under the assessment and assumption. It's that same A hit, and it was. What a play coming out. Now, what do Heretics do now? They're kind of getting the pressure put their way, even though they are on map point. The build back is here, but they go again. And a mid walk from Heretics, Hypoc.
This is one they found success in, is doing it a couple of times now, and like it's going to be the dry run once again. This time, a slow orb to deal with, but wisely, Starzo does not challenge, but Keyless straight away goes through, tries to get behind, and CNED now going to come back behind. Actually loses out. Nuki finds it. This gives Heretics an awful lot of control here, but look at that. Coldamenta, Keyless, they respond.
There's still 3 alive. They're all tucked in. Starkso finds one. The trade comes out. Nuki and Niso left alive in a 2v3. Desperate to hold on to this. This is a good position for Niso, but he can't get it. Bone Cold comes back in.
This is huge.
And now, the 1v3 for Nuki. Does he get spotted? Has he been considered? It looks as though there's one in front. He finds the first, but Bone Cold on the defuse now. He's going to have to find a way to deny this. Oh, he does! And now the 1v1 Coldamenta keeps it together. And we keep going.
Oh, the play from Nuki is beautiful, though, to readjust there. And actually, Keyless anticipating it. Right down to the wire. Wouldn't have it any other way. We go overtime. Of course, it's me and you, Lauren. Of course we do.
Okay, OT, you basically just need 2 in a row. That's the easiest way to describe it. That's all that happens. You switch sides after it. That's how it is. You get 1 go, switch side, and if you get both of them, you're good. Now, bigger picture, of course, is that Heretics, if they win this OT, they win the series. And Acend need this to take it to that next map, that next opportunity. But for now, we wait. Nuki on 30, Nisa on 21, CNED 20, Bone Cold 19. This has been exemplary from both sides. And I look towards middle. I'm seeing once again pressure from Heretics.
Love it. But there is somebody posted, and it's... Oh, look at it. Yeah, Bone Cold actually catches the spam. Acend are going to pivot right back on. They're going to challenge this mid play. Aquiles finds the opener, and Niso falls.
Do they know there's still Nuki here? He's still lingering around. There's no one on A right now. This is such a curious adjustment. Acend meticulously clearing every potential threat, any potential angle that could be there. Nuki does show his hand now, but doesn't get anything for it. We'll have to fall back to this. Information received that the intention is still towards A. The first player gets spotted, and it is Acend.
Though, man advantage for them, but all going to equal things up now in a 4v4. Still got a wall available as well. Acend not forcing the issue just yet, but look at that Bone Cold. That's the perfect opening. Nuki now.
Look at the spike.
Heading to B.
And
It's a
look at
perfect
who's
fake.
chasing. But has Avova noted this?
I don't think he saw the cross, but he's anticipating this.
He's there.
He's got the audio cue
quick.
now. He's got the audio cue now, 100%.
They've already disengaged away. That's a really good read coming in from Avova. Now, they may not be able to deny the plant, but they could certainly make it a problem. Starkso going to be hindered on the cross, but he should be able to get the spike down. 10 seconds now. Coldamenta, they're all there to try and support him.
no!
Oh, Avova almost had the angle in it, but it's Bone Cold to find it. Acend! Lock this down, and Nuki left in a 1v4. Spike planted. The first target seen. Looks for a second, gonna find the chance, and it, what? He doubles down, Keyless goes, and now a 1v2.
No way.
They're still trying to fight this. He's gonna check the close-up,
No
he's got
way.
another, and now the 1v1. He's gonna try and get this to half. No, he's gonna suffer through the damage, gets to halfway, has to dip off. He's found
No
no way
way.
to do this, though, and now he's gonna force the fight. You've gotta get on this.
Oh my word. He was so close to getting the stick as well.
Match point.
So close. Acend, somehow, now, the tables have turned. They find themselves on map point to push this series further. Oh. I question what they had left in the tank after the performance yesterday, but Acend stepping up once again, putting on a show in the finals.
Heretics now feeling the pressure themselves after leading the way for some time. Acend, unrelenting in approach, continue to dig deeper and deeper, but they need this one to move further forward. Give themselves that final chance of this. Killers does find Nisao. That's a 5v4 to start with.
Again, Iso's the one to fall. Whether he's actively looking for these first bloods, maybe a little too overzealous, but again, it's a similar look. It's Heretics leaning heavily towards this. They want to brawl. They want to find this entry onto a site. Spike going to stay lingering. There's Rubino above him. Nuki and Loud actually creeping. Starzo going to be here to creep him. He will fall initially. It's a big kill. Stop this split coming through.
They're on the verge of doing this. The trades are coming in. It is down to Lowell and Rubino to do something about this. A 2v3 presented to try and close down right now, taken to another OT. Lowell going to try and divide a new path forward.
Oh.
Killers has found them. This is incredible stuff from Acend, just digging so deep. I cannot believe that they have this much in the tank still left for them. Spike recovered, but surrounded on all fronts. Lowell, he knows that he's under so much scrutiny. Another angle check, the spike toyed with, but there it is! Coldamenta on the side! And Acend! I do not believe the resolve these boys have, refusing to lose.